Guys, Russ here. Just thought I'd do an update on the Meng T-90. I'll do a reveal of my Messerschmitt Bf 109 and discuss a few works in progress. A bit of a blather. T90, it's been going on for quite a while this. I'm taking it really slowly. I have had other distractions, but it's always been in the background. I'll show it to you now. The hull is more or less complete. A few things. The workable suspension is no longer workable. I don't know what happened. It was fine for ages. I don't know whether I put it in the box. Funny, but one of the suspension then just gave, and the tank was sitting all funny. So I decided to lock up the suspension. So it's all glued, doesn't move anymore, and that's an option that you do have. I was going to do the diorama of it crossing an obstacle, but then I looked at the paint scheme and another thing I'll discuss in a moment, and decided I am going to do the Moscow Parade version. You'll notice on the back I've gone without fuel drums. That ties in with this is the version that I'm doing, and you'll see there's no fuel drums on the back. Now, I did build up the fuel drums, however, Carpet Monster, me being thick, I don't know, but an essential component of the fuel drums, the connector from the fuel drums to the pipes, I had it, I swear to God, I had it, and I put it somewhere safe, and I have not been able to find it anywhere. Like I said, fortunately, I've decided to go for the Parade version. The Parade version doesn't have the fuel drums on it, so you'll see I had to trim down the fuel brackets. That's my pointer. The fuel brackets, this is what the carriers would sit on. So basically I've cut them down and filed them off, and it doesn't look too bad. For the guys that are building it, I know Cohen's got this, and I know Stormer's got this. These tow ropes, they're quite good out of the box. This is just the string and a bit of paint on them. I've painted them today. Ideally, I would like to leave them off. But to leave them off, I have to leave all the fittings off, because it's on some kits these just hang, on others they're fixed. On these ones they've got to be fixed. When you put the bracket in, it's just in there by friction at the minute, but when you put this bracket in here, the tow rope is an integral part of that. You have to put the tow rope on it to then glue it into the system. The same on the top. You'll see that is the small bracket still on the sprue, and that fastens and glues into the top here and here. So again, I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to do about that. The tracks, Cohen, you got it absolutely right. You got it. I mean, I've done them, and awful. There's so many components involved. I mean, these have been primed, but it just is not worth the effort. Storm, go aftermarket, mate. Go aftermarket. If I could afford to go aftermarket, I would. But I'm probably going to stick with these now. But they're just horrible. Enough said on them. The fit issue is quite a common. I wouldn't say an issue. There is a mistake in the instructions, and for the guys that are going to do it, B24 and B25 are in the wrong place. in the instruction book. They should be on the different size. Meng, to their credit, they've got a page on the T90 website, and so I was well aware of it before I got to it. However, if you get excited and you just plough through it, you're going to come across a problem with that. It's the external armour support brackets. So that's about it. That is where we are with the T. It's an absolutely lovely model, I can't fault it at all, apart from that one little mistake. And like I say, with the fuel drums, that's my fault, but the version I'm doing, not a problem at all. So that's that done. Bf 109, my first venture into planes, which again sets up another story, but I have the Bf 109 here. I've mounted it. Don't know if that's going to work. I'll just put it to one side. I'll put that here. Okay. She is very, very dirty, and the reason she is very, very dirty is because I am hiding so much of the paintwork. I knew painting was going to be a problem, and I mean the back tail wing. I mean, I don't even think it's accurate, to be honest. I just went with a scheme that I liked, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've totally enjoyed it, and you'll see in a moment. It's taken over. It's very dirty. I've gone very dirty just to hide the paintwork, and just to come up with something that looks half decent. The more I look at it, the more I can see where I've gone wrong. However, that has been my training plane, if you like. I've learned so much from it, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Quick tip for you guys, if you're I don't know, it might be an old tip, I don't know, but this mounting thing, if any of you guys have been in the pound shop and seen these balloon weights, they just sit in the middle of the tables to keep the balloons where they are. That is what that is. You can see it, I've got it here as well. Brilliant little stands for working with, and painted up. I've even gone to the extreme of putting the title of the model on there, and it holds it in quite a nice flying position. So that's that complete. Any tips, comments? The wash, I used ground up pastel, a little bit of washing up liquid and water, brushed it all over, let it dry, scraped it all off, a bit like the flurry washes, I suppose. I'm quite happy with the effect, but like I say, I have put a lot more on than I would because I'm hiding stuff. So that's gone to one side. Right, a while ago I showed you I'd acquired the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, not Memorial Fund, with the Lancaster in. So I have started the Lancaster. Now, you aircraft guys out there will tell me this. To me, this is an absolute dog. You can see it's dry fit at the moment, but the filler and the fit is terrible. Absolutely terrible. This again is going to be a training plane, because when I do a Lancaster, I'll spend the money and I'll get a proper version. But this, I'm used, like I say, training plane. It's teaching me about gaps, about crappy fits, about everything like that. But I've got to say, I am loving the aircraft. I love it. Love it. I don't know what it is. But this raised panel, I mean, I used to hear you guys talk about raised panels and say what they're talking about. And now I completely understand. I'm looking at this not joined and knowing when I glue it, it's going to take some sanding and I'm going to take away all that raised detail. And to be honest, I don't think I've got the skill to bring it back up, so it's just going to be as is. I will look at other Lancaster models, but again, training plane. So that's that. Now, finally, in the subject of the planes, I went out and I bought this, which is the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1. 16 quid, I think. Tamiya, and what a kit, what a kit. It's very few pieces, and doing this, I've taken my time, still not nowhere near finished, however, she's there. Hardly any filler on there, hardly any filler. I mean, I've used that. There is going to be some filler on there. The yellow line was a tip that I picked up from watching a video where a guy said he goes across his joins with markers and it shows up the joins, the gaps better. To me, it just highlights the joins. Yeah, I suppose in a way, yeah, it works. Cockpit's done and masked up in there. Again, I'm really taking my time with that because I want that to be a good one. No raised panel lines. Goes together really well. I think I've got the aircraft book, gentlemen. So that's that. What else I was going to say? I did have other stuff to say. You guys, I'm getting close to 100 subscribers now, and all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If my northern blather, waffle, crap talking is something you want to listen to, then thanks for your support, and any comments. I do read all the comments. I do have quite a busy life outside of modelling with work, and when I'm working, I'm actually full on working. I do try and respond to all my comments. If I ever miss a comment, I'm not being ignorant. It's sheerly me being a northern idiot. Like I said, thank you so much. And you guys out there, I don't know whether what I've been watching a lot of recently, apart from my regulars, Cohen, Storm, Norm, Mark, all you guys out there, Atomic Dog, God, there's loads. I spend so much of my life watching your videos. I've been watching a lot of Japanese channels. There's a channel called plamoch. I'm sure I've favorited it, and if you want to take a look on my page and have a look, I definitely recommend it. There's no subtitles, it's all Japanese, but to watch these guys in action is fantastic. It's like a TV show. Basically, they introduce a modeler, they throw him a kit, and it shows what he can do with the kit. I mean, there's tanks on there, there's aircraft, there's ships, there's dioramas, and if you can sit through the Japanese and just appreciate the workmanship, then I would highly recommend it. I've learned so much by watching these guys. They take it to another level. Well, that's about it for me. Hope you're all fit and healthy and enjoying your modelling. I'll leave it there and get back to some sanding and filling on this Lancaster, I think. So take it easy, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the update. And if you can't be good, be careful. That's for you, Scale Model Alberta. See you later.